Well, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, and my recollection of playing was on the school ground. We didn't really need balls or anything. They were provided by a lady that was in charge of the equipment. And my elementary school was Nathan B. Forrest. It was only like 2 blocks from my house. So we never had any parents come there, just a lady that was in charge and just the kids in the neighborhood. So if you ever ask my mother, where's Walt? She'd say, go down to the playground. Sun up to sundown. I was always down there in the summer playing football, basketball, baseball. If it rained, we played checkers. We played ping pong. We played fiddlesticks, Pollyanna. We just wanted to be athletes, and the playground was a wonderful outlet for us to keep us out of trouble as well. Yeah, my mother's brother, his name is Eddie Lee Wynn, and I recall once for Christmas I got a trumpet. I wanted to try to play music, and he tore it up, told me I was not going to be in the band, I was going to be an athlete. So that was the end of my music career. So from that point on, I always played football, basketball, baseball. And as a kid, I remember I was just a good player, you know. Like I said, I was a precocious player because when I was 4th grade, I was playing against 6th and 7th graders. And I can remember the older guys not allowing the guys to rough me up because I was young. They would get upset sometimes that I was playing, and they knew I was younger, so they tried to get very physical with me. So the older players really protected me and keep the guys from kind of roughing me up. But I remember profoundly my shooting skills, because sometimes they would be shooting for money, right? And the guys would put me in the game and tell me I better not lose because they were going to kick my butt. so they were like shooting for nickels. And like you would be shooting from the corner of the basket, and then you move around to different areas. And obviously I didn't have any money, so these guys were putting the money up, but that was a threat that they did to me. So I learned how to shoot under pressure early on as a young kid. For the shooting, we like to play in the South, we always had nets. So I like to hear the nets go swish. Whenever you make a shot, swish, just hit in the bottom of the net. So that was my focal point. I always had a lot of confidence in myself because the coach was always coming to talk to me when things went awry. He'd go, Frazier, you got to keep the team together. You got to do this, you got to do that. And also being the oldest of 9 kids, I was hearing the same thing from my parents at home. So I became a role model even before I knew what the word meant with my mother, because I had to take my sisters to school, I had to bring them back. When my parents weren't around, I was in charge. I was a quarterback in football, a leadership role. I was a guard in basketball, another leadership. I was a catcher in baseball. So all these were leadership roles that really helped me once I got to college and to the pros as far as handling leadership, being a leader, knowing how to talk to my teammates, my coaches, and adjusting to a lot of pressure. Every day, I wear these rings with a lot of pride. They are symbolic of a perfect season. Not that they necessarily make me, but it's something that I relish, that I've accomplished. Especially this one. This one is the 50 greatest players of all time. This one is the Knicks championship. So one is individual, one is team, but they both manifest who I am. And like I say, my trials and tribulations from being the oldest of 9 kids, struggling, trying to find myself, to reaching the pinnacle of basketball. So my first hoop was just the catalyst that started all of this, the trials and tribulations, the championships, the winning, the losing. I learned more from losing than I ever learned from winning. That's my story.